live. And welcome everyone to the 60th episode of Playtest This on this auspicious winter solstice evening. Thanks everyone for joining us. Today we've got our special guest, Brian Picarillo, and returning champion, Sasha Jelten.
Champion?
Well, I don't know. All around good guy.
Aw.
Let's say hello to everybody. So Sasha, why don't you introduce yourself to the folks at home?
Oh, hi. My name is Sasha. I am a designer based out of Portland, and I teach board game design to elementary and middle school kids, and generally just love talking game design. And yeah, that's me, I guess.
That's all there is. I don't know. Brian, tell the kids at home about yourself.
Sure. I'm Brian Picarillo. I currently live in Maine, and I've been designing this game for the past almost a year now. A couple more days, and it'll be a year. And it's been a hell of a ride, and I'm really hoping to showcase some cool new features for you guys that weren't in it the last time that we played, which was like 6 months ago.
Cool. And is this our third time or second time only?
It's our third time.
It's our third time. Cool. It's good to see it. I remember even from the very first time how impressively mature the design was at that time. Even sometimes it's easy to fool yourself with when people have things that look nice already. It's easy to fool yourself into thinking that the design is better than it is. But it was actually very mature at the time for having only been, I think you were 2 months in or something when you first brought it on, or 2 or 3 months. So I'm excited to see where it's at now and how far it's come since even last time we saw it. And I'm Evan Halbert, designer of After the Empire. Go buy 18 copies, and I've got more games coming. Buy them all. You want to buy them all. Many copies each. Okay. So, why don't you teach the folks at home, and incidentally us as well, because I know there's some differences. Give us a teach of Fame and Fortune.
Sure. So Fame and Fortune is a up to 7-player fantasy skirmish game in which you've been tasked by a local king to go into a dungeon to collect some loot and slay whatever monsters are inside. When you arrive at the dungeon, you realize you were misled, and you're not the only adventuring party that's trying to do that same thing. So you need to take out the monsters and take home the coins while taking care of everyone that gets in your way. In this game, you have a leader and you have a couple adventurers that are in your party together. And through the use of actions throughout the game, you will collect coins and slowly whittle the monster's health down, perhaps getting a trophy along the way. In this game, I have all of the leaders over here. All the characters are on this white table. There's 12 different regular characters, and then there's 6 different leaders. So what we're going to do is each of you are going to pick a leader from this pile that I'm going to spread out. And then you're each going to choose 3 adventurers to join your leader on this adventure. And then I'm going to play as the monster for this game. Cool. So there's a bunch of people playing as adventuring parties, and then there's one player playing as the monsters. The leaders here are 6 different types. There's a wizard, there's a pirate, there's a monk, there's a soldier, a rogue, and a cleric. And all of them are a little bit better than their regular counterparts in the game. They have a little bit more health, and they can do a couple of cooler things. I'm going to get into the mechanics kind of as we pick our characters, because it's a little easier to do that. But just know that on your turn, you'll have a couple actions, and you can use those to move, use your abilities, and attack. So if you're usually playing these types of games and you want to go for a smash and grab type of character, you can go for the ones that hit a little harder and move a little faster. If you want to collect coins and go the greedy route, you can do that and kind of go a pirate monk kind of vibe. just depends on what kind of play style you like. Hopefully they're all balanced. You can see that there are 5 stats on the card on the center. From left to right, there's red sword, that's damage. The blue hexagon with an arrow is the character's range. The heart is how much health they have. The footprint is how fast they move, how many spaces. And the last is like a coin value. That's how many coins each character can pick up at each round that they're standing on top of. You're going to see that all the characters have like 2 abilities. All the top ones are the purple triangle symbol. That's their basic ability. They have that throughout the entire game. And then on the bottom, you'll see there's a yellow ability. Every character gets that as they level up throughout the game. So looks like you chose your, I'm just going to have you be blue, Eric, and I'm going to have Sasha be purple. However, you have to change your colors to do that.
I need to be blue.
Oh,
Well, you could be purple if you want.
No. Boop. 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 Oh,
Yeah.
no, I don't
How's
want to
that?
be purple. I want to be blue.
So for whatever reason, I think it's these figurines that are making things a little bit slow on my end.
Hey, Sasha.
Are they all going to be used, or can some be put in like a bag or something?
If I put them in the bag, will it not bog down the game?
Sasha, you stole blue again.
Oh, oops.
I can put them in the bag and then just pull them out later.
Okay, I'll try again. Because yeah, if I'm like zoomed in on anywhere other than those figurines, then I don't have any sort of sluggishness.
And,
okay, who am I picking? Let's go.
See, now I have to resituate the camera.
Yeah, sure, we'll go to the pirate.
Actually, you can be blue and green too. That's fine. Doesn't have to be blue and purple. Somebody has to be blue. That's all. Okay, so you've chosen your leader, and all the tokens are on the left-hand side here. So you can just click the one that's the character you just chose, and then just drag them onto your player board on the recruitment square, which hexagon, which is this one on the board, which is in the back corner. Yep, just like that. Yep. And I'm going to start as a dragon, and I'm going to select that up here. Okay, so now that we've chosen a leader, we can choose some regular characters. Usually this is in a draft format, like once you've played a couple times. Once you know what all the characters do and you know what kind of build you're looking for. So I always just tell people to go based off the pictures that they see. And if they like the art, they can choose the character. But if you know kind of what fantasy characters do, like soldiers hit hard and monks run fast, you can pick your characters based off that. Or I could give them to you completely random. Usually when people start the first time, the idea is that they just get dealt random cards, but I don't want you to feel like you missed out because your favorite character didn't get chosen. So it's up to you guys.
Sasha?
So I'm just picking 2 tokens. Is that what I'm doing?
Yeah, so over here you can see on the other side there's a tavern, which is over here. So you'll be just choosing from the open selections that are over there.
Got it.
So right now there's a monk, paladin, pirate, and a rogue. And
I'll just take the pirate to stay on theme. And
okay.
I'm just taking this one, or am I taking?
Yeah, just rip the card off the top.
Got it.
Yep. And then that'll go in your adventurer slot right underneath your leader on the playmat.
Got it.
And then Evan, you'll do the same thing. Right now it's the same options actually: pirate, rogue, monk, paladin.
I think obviously we're gonna need a monk.
Okay. So you'll do the same thing. You'll put that down here on your player board. underneath your leader. And then we'll just go back to Sasha.
So if I can have another pirate,
You can have more than one pirate if you want, yeah.
let's just go all in on pirates.
Pirates.
Pirates life for me.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. And then you can choose Evan.
Obviously.
There's a huntress now.
Ooh, I'll take a huntress. Will you grab it for me?
Okay. And now there's 2 rogues and 2 paladins. Sasha.
Oh, sorry. How many are we getting total?
1 more.
Oh, just 3. Okay. Paladin or rogue? I will do rogue. Rogue is more piratey.
Okay. And you have merchant, rogue, and paladin. Evan.
I will take a rogue, please.
Okay.
So
I've been taking your characters from this table over here and just dragging them onto where you're going to start for the game. And you're going to take these green health dials and blue health dials and drag and drop them on top of your characters on the board.
Okay.
Which one? The bigger or the littly?
The one that's on the bottom.
Oop. Why is it so hard to grab them? Okay, there we go.
Oh, I don't think I got one.
I think you no. Yeah. And you still need a huntress. Yeah, there you go. Awesome.
Oh. Zoom.
And awesome. So you'll see that if you push M is probably the easiest way to see it to magnify those characters. You'll see that the hearts on the characters point towards the amount of health that they have on the health ring. And throughout the game, you'll spin the ring in order to raise and lower their health.
So do we need to have a certain amount of degrees set, or is it?
Yeah, 30 is probably the best.
Okay.
I got 7 health. So
So this is the basic setup for the game. Every player would do this same thing. And once everyone has all their characters, we would start with blue, and then we'll go blue, green, white, and then blue, green, white over and over again. And we're going to do 5 rounds. And the way that you win this game is you get the most points to win after 5 rounds. The way that points work are there's a couple different types. There's a fame, which looks like this chalice. That's worth 1 point. There's fortune, which looks like a coin. That's worth 0.5 point. Every person that you kill, that's every character, if you flip it over, it has 2 points on it. And if you kill a leader, that is worth 3 points. That's the basic scoring for the game. I also have missions that I can do as a monster. Every mission I complete is 2 points. They are monster specific. If you ever get a chance to look at the monster cards, they're on the white player mat, which is to the right of the blue player. That's where I'm putting all of the monster stuff. Right now I have a dragon and a mission to collect some coins. So we kind of went over the stats that your characters have from left to right. We can go over the rough build of your teams now. Is blue Sasha or Evan?
that's me.
Okay, so Evan, your leader can copy the abilities of people that he can see in a straight line.
Mm-hmm.
Your monk can dash, which is he can move again. Your huntress can make her shots worth a little bit more damage, and if it's a kill shot, you get an extra fame. And your rogue can skulk, which basically makes her invulnerable to damage. Mm-hmm. Sasha, you just have a lot of pirates.
Mm-hmm.
Your rogue, same thing, can't take damage, and your pirate can steal coins that are adjacent to themselves. and your pirate leader can make people on your team that he can see in a straight line steal coins.
Or
So
an
you can
opponent?
steal from a distance, or an opponent. Yep. So ideally, Sasha's probably going to go for coins, which are half a point each, and Evan's going to go for fame, maybe get some coins along the way. It's just most point wins. I'm just going to go for kills and for completing some missions. So the way that this game works is on your turn, and you have a little reference card in your hand, which should be useful. You're going to have 3 actions during your action phase. And you can use those to either move a character, attack with a character, or activate a character's ability. To move a character, you'd say, I want to move my rogue, and you can move them up to their movement speed in any direction. So, for example, your monk, Evan, can move 3 spaces. So you could go 1, 2, 3, or you could take a step forward, back, and then forward again if you really wanted to. That's the way that you move a character. If your character has a little up arrow inside of its footprint, which the rogues look like they do, and your leader, Evan, that means that they can jump, and jump means that they can just use one of their movements to step over somebody else. Otherwise, they can't do that. To attack a character, you're going to use the range and the damage icons on the card to denote how much damage you're going to deal and how far away you can deal it. So I'm going to use your Huntress, Evan, for an example, but this Huntress has a damage of 1 and a range of 3. So 3 spaces away is anything they can hit. So this is 1, 2, and 3. So if Evan wanted to use an action to attack the pirate with the Huntress, he would say, I want to attack the pirate with the Huntress. And we just subtract whatever damage you're going to deal to the pirate. So the hunter steals 1, so the pirate takes 1 damage. That's how you attack. Every time a character is attacked, they have 2 options. They can move 1 space, or they can deal 1 damage back to whoever hit them if they can reach them. Those are called reactions, and those are on the bottom of the player reference card. So that's how attacking works. And using abilities is you just do exactly what it says on the card, more or less. Some of them invoke status conditions on different characters, which will all go away at the end of whoever's affected. It'll go away at the end of their next turn. So Evan, if you wanted to use your rogue skulk ability, you would turn on the skulk, you'd get a little skulk book here, and then the skulk would end at the end of the rogues. This is at the start of his next turn. So it'll tell you when it goes away. As you use your characters, they will inherently get better over time. Every time you use an action to attack or use a character's ability, you'll take one of these experience chips, which are these, and you'll put them on top of your cards on your playmat. When a character gets 3 of them, they will level up, and then they'll have access to their yellow ability at the bottom of their card. The leader's level ups affect your entire team, and everyone else's level up affects mostly themselves. They're usually just better versions of what they have already for abilities and stats, or they complement them very well. To level up a character, you're just going to, as soon as it has 3 experience tokens, you're going to take this cooler looking health ring with the dashes, and you're just going to replace the health ring of whatever character you had. So if this Huntress levels up, we'll just take this off and we'll just put this on. Ideally, in the real world, these would be like, you just flip it over, but I can't do that on tabletop. So there's 2 different rings for that.
Cool.
Okay, that's how you level up characters. Throughout the game, you're going to collect fame and fortune to win. The fortune are these coins that are on the board, and to collect them over time, you will simply step onto them, and then at the end of your turn, your characters can collect as many coins as they're standing on, equal to their carrying capacity, which is that symbol on the right-hand side of the card, the one that looks like a coin. So Sasha, your entire team can collect 2 coins at a time, and most of Evan's team can collect 1 except the rogue. That's how you'll collect the fortune points. The fame you will collect either by killing a character, in which case you will just flip it over and take the body, and it will count as a certain amount of fame. Or you will attack the monster and roll fame on the die. There's 2 sides on this die. There's a coin, and there's one of these sides. There, a fame. And whenever you attack the monster, however much damage you dealt is equal to how many dice you're going to roll. If you deal 1 damage, you roll 1 die. If you deal 3, you roll 3. Out of whatever you get from that dice roll, you're going to choose 1, and that's going to be your reward for attacking the monster. If you roll a fame, you will collect a fame chip immediately. And if you roll a coin and you choose to roll a fortune as your reward, you're going to take a coin from over here on the board where it says fortune. You're going to take a coin and you're going to put it 1 space away from the monster that you just hit. You get to decide where the coin goes. It can go underneath you if you happen to be right next to it. And if you're shooting it at range, you can put the coin here and then use an action later to step on top of it. You have any questions so far?
I feel like there's going to be some amount of just starting to play to like clear up some things.
For sure. Okay. As you're going through the game and we're going through the rounds, you're going to be collecting coins. Let's say that Evan's first turn is to end up over here somehow, and he collects 1 coin. At the end of the turn, in your end phase, you're going to take this coin that you were standing on, and you're going to add it to your playmat where it says fortune. On that turn, and on every turn after that, you can flip those coins over to spend them to buy rewards. There are 3 types of rewards. There are more characters to add to your team. There are potions, which make your actions better. And then there are training sessions where you can train one of your characters to give it extra actions. Those are the 3 options. And those options cost 1, 2, and 3 respectively. So if Evan wanted to, let's say he had this coin, he scored it for the turn, he could flip it over, and then he says, I want to buy this paladin that's in the tavern. So he just takes the paladin card to his mat. He will move whoever's on the backspace forward, and then he'll add a paladin onto his team. You'd want to add a character if you were short on characters, or if you think that that extra 1 space of movement is really going to impact your next turn. The potions are on the right-hand side in the potion room, and there are 6 different types of potions. They're all listed in a little potion template on the left-hand side of the potion room, but basically there's damage, dispel, health, movement, range, and shield. Each of these does a different thing, and all of them are until the end of the turn on which they're used. So they're kind of like one-time bonuses to make your actions more effective. If you play the damage potion, your attacks for the character that you use it on get stronger by 1. If you use a health potion, you can heal a character by 2 for the turn. The movement speeds up your character by 1 for the turn. The range increases how far they can do attacks or abilities, and their shield will protect them from 1 damage. Dispel will remove negative status conditions. So if you happen to get turned to stone by a basilisk, or you want to turn off somebody's skulk ability, you can dispel it with a potion. Lastly, there's training. At any point on your turn, if you see that one of the characters that's in the tavern matches one of the characters that you have. So for instance, Evan, this paladin that's over here matches one of the paladins that you have. You could pay 3 coins by flipping them over. Take this paladin and tuck it underneath yours. And by doing so, whenever you want to on your turn, you could spend that extra paladin card to give the paladin 1 extra action for the turn, in addition to the 3 that you have for your whole crew. I believe that's all of the rules. I probably missed 1 or 2, but I'm sure it'll come to me as it happens. And I'll lead you through so it's not blind leading the blind.
Cool. Let's do it.
I would say that's how you play. I'm going to start off with the dragon, and then on my turn, I can add another monster. I can have as many monsters as there are other people in the game, so I can have up to 2 monsters at a time in this game mode, but it can be up to 6 in a larger game. You can feel free to rearrange any of your characters from where they're standing.
Oh, even my mage can be.
Yeah, anybody can be anywhere. Yep. Okay. At the end of each of my turns, the monster, I'm going to take a coin and place it between a monster I control and a character you control in a straight line. And if a space does not exist to do that, then I won't put a coin in front of you. So for example, right now I'm forced to put a coin here, 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 or any of the same equivalent spaces on Evan's side of the board. If I were to move over here for some reason, I wouldn't be in a straight line with any of your characters, so I wouldn't have to put any coins down. But that is how the coins replenish. So be aware of that as you're trying to move closer to me. I have 12 health to start out, the monsters do. And it may seem imposing, but it's very doable to take them out. If you kill a monster, if you're lucky enough to kill it, you take its body as a trophy, and that trophy also counts as a point.
Great.
So I think that's everything. I will. I'm just gonna refresh everyone in the tavern and everyone in every potion just to give us a fresh set of them. And then we can start with Evan, and I'll just answer any questions that you guys have as they come up.
So the actions in the text box are like a choice for one of your actions. Is that correct?
And on the things on your cards are their abilities. So that would be an action choice.
It's an action choice. Okay.
Yep. And any character can do any amount of actions. They just can't repeat the same action in the same turn.
So like if I wanted to shoot with my huntress, I would take one action to say Archer's Mark, and then I would take my next action to shoot.
Yes.
Got it.
Or you could just shoot.
Right. Without the Archer's Mark. Okay. And dash is good because normally you cannot take the same action twice in a row.
Yes.
Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. So. Oh, that would have been cool. Okay. I think, let's see. I think I'm just gonna, my huntress is gonna shoot this pirate twice. Bam, bam. Right? So
you want to use Archer's Mark and then hit him? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, because I can't use the same action twice in a row.
Sure.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, so you would just say, I want to attack him, and use Archer's Mark. So you would deal 2 damage, and then your Huntress Evan would get an experience chip for attacking and using its ability. And then Sasha, your pirate, can move 1 space in any direction.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And that was
Actually,
2
no,
actions.
My pirate will go this way.
Yeah. And then you have 1 more action.
Okay. So let's see. Let's see. Rogue jumps to my Archmage is gonna go 1.
That's 2.
Oh, I thought the little jumpy. Wait,
Yeah,
what is,
it's 1 here, and then this would be 2.
so what does the jumpy foot do?
It lets you do what you just did and jump over the rogue.
Normally you cannot move through characters.
Yeah.
Got it. In that case, I will end right. Whoa. Right here.
So that was 3, and then if we go to Sasha's turn. I will say that like a general strategy is to your best bet's probably always going to be the monster, unless you know you can kill somebody, and then getting the 2 fame from defeating them is big. And over time, you're going to want to collect coins because that currency is going to grow in your pool, and then over time you can spend more and more of it. It's usually how people play, but you could just go straight for violence if you wanted, Evan, and not need the coins at all.
What? I don't know.
Let's go. I choose violins.
I choose death.
Then take a coin.
Yeah, so either which pirate can steal, that's up to you. It really doesn't matter.
The taking, is that an action or no?
So if you use your pirate to steal this coin, that would be an action.
But if I ended my turn on it, it wouldn't be an action?
Correct. That's just part of your
So
movement.
then I guess this one would end it on here instead of stopping in front of it.
The
one with 3 health could land
right here.
there. Yeah, this guy was there.
Oh, oops.
Okay.
I did them the wrong way.
Yeah, that's totally cool. And then you have 1 more action. So you could steal this one and have 2 for the turn, or you could smack me.
Yeah, I guess I'll steal 2 coins.
And this pile in the middle is infinite. The one that's underneath me, there's an infinite number there.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Does that change what I want to do here? I think I'm actually going to move this here, and then I'll just suck up 1 coin.
Okay, so we'll just take this coin out from under him at the end of your turn, and we'll put it on your mat. And so on this turn and every turn after, you can spend this coin and any other coins you have. The only thing you can purchase right now is a new character. There's no reason you shouldn't spend your money if you can.
because I still have it. It just
Yeah, you're just
it's
gonna
still, I
refresh
still have
it.
it as far as points.
Yeah, it's always gonna be points, and you're always gonna refresh it every round.
Oh, I am gonna refresh it. Okay, well
Yep.
then I'm gonna
How did your coin come back to your mat?
because I ended my turn on a coin.
And that brings it back to the mat?
I think whenever a character ends on a coin, they can pick it up, assuming that they have enough coin picking upage power.
Yes.
Which all my units can pick up 2
So you
coins a
just
turn.
you can if you stand on the big stack, you can just stand on the big stack and take 2.
Yeah, with my
Yes.
2 collecting
I see.
characters. Which are all of my characters. But so I will buy a who's my next most piratey cleric, druid, or wizard. Let's go. I think I'm gonna go with a druid. I think. Actually, no, cleric. I need to keep my pirates healthy.
Yeah. I was gonna say none of you have chosen any healers. We'll see how that pans out for you.
Yeah.
So this healer will go on this backspace here and push this pirate into any of these 3 spaces. You can choose where they go.
I will go. Yeah, I'll keep it there.
Okay. So you moved, and you stole a coin, and then so to spend that coin, you'll flip it over.
Okay.
And then that'll be the end of your turn.
Sweet.
So then we'll go to my turn. The monster's turn goes like this. The first thing I can do is get another monster and push mine out of the way. So I'm gonna take my guy, move him here, and take the next monster on top of this stack, which is a vampire. And I'm gonna take the vampire and put him on the middle. And then just like you guys, I also have 3 actions. I don't have any use for coins really, so I can't buy potions or recruit characters or in that way. I'm just generally stronger than you are. So action 1 here is going to be to move this guy to here. Then he's going to use his ability to stun people. Stunning is a status condition, and I can stun up to 1 person from each team within range. So I'm going to choose your rogue, and I'm going to choose your rogue. A stunned character cannot do anything until the stunned condition is removed at the end of that character's next turn. It can also be dispelled with a potion or a wizard.
Cool.
The third action is this vampire is just going to attack this pirate straight up for 3 damage and kill it.
Okay.
If you had a shield or health, it would be okay, but instead.
Okay.
So I will take this. You'll get your health dial back, and then one of these pirates. We'll say this one has been defeated. You'll go to the tavern to rest. And those are my 3 actions. When I attacked your pirate, even though you died, you still get to react. So if you'd like to attack me back for 1 damage, you can, or you can just die in peace.
Why would I not attack?
Yeah, there's really no incentive to not.
Okay.
So you might as well get me a little lower.
So your reaction is always hit back for 1 damage, is that true?
Or move 1 space.
Or move 1 space.
But it's always 1 damage. It's not your strength.
It's always 1. Yeah, it's always
Got
1.
it.
Mm-hmm. And then at the end of my turn, I have to put a coin down. I have to put a coin in between a monster I have and a character that you have. So I have to put 1 coin here or here, and I'm going to put it here. And then for blue, I'm going to put it, I have to put it here.
Why would you not put it, or why couldn't it be in this one?
I have to put it in a straight line to connect it between us.
I see.
So this is the only like straight line.
I see.
Yep. And then that's the end of my turn, and we'll move on to round 2, starting with Evan.
Okay, so straight lines. Does that mean that my wizard cannot attack your dragon?
So range is not a straight line,
Okay,
but anything that says line of sight is a straight, uninterrupted line.
okay. Interesting. I am going to activate my Archmage Electrus. And I will use the Archer's Mark ability.
Okay.
And then I will attack the dragon for 3.
Sure. So I will take 3 damage. I already gave you your experience, so you just got that guy up to 3 experience. So your leader is going to level up.
Okay.
And now every time your team uses an ability, they can dampen somebody that's within their range. And dampen means that whoever you dampen can't use their ability. So by using your abilities now, you turn off other people's ability to use theirs.
I see. And then...
And you hit me for 3, so you roll 3 of these dice.
Okay.
And you'll choose one of the results. Okay. So that's a coin. So
Okay.
you get to take a fortune and put it 1 space away from the dragon that you hit.
Okay.
You can decide wherever that goes. You can't move coins around. So
What's
be
that?
careful where you put it. You can't like pick it up and walk around with it. So make sure that you put it in the right space. Okay. And then my reaction to being attacked is I'm going to deal 1 damage to your leader.
Oh, distance is not relevant.
My dragon's range is 2, so I can still reach you.
Okay. And then I will use 1. Let's see. And then I'm going to use my Archmage is going to skulk and dampen the dragon.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so we'll skulk this guy, and then we'll dampen the dragon. So the dragon can't stun people now. And I don't have any access to potions, so that's gonna stick. Okay, so that was a good example of attacking the monster. I think you got pretty unlucky that you didn't roll a single fame with that roll.
When does my stun go away?
Right now.
At the end of my turn.
Yep.
Cool.
And that was everything. And you have no coins, so now it's at Sasha's turn.
Okay.
And you start with this coin. Like you're gonna get more coins at the end, but you start with this one if there's anything you want to do with it before or during your actions too.
Got it. And by anything you mean recruit character?
Right now, yes. Yeah.
And that's not an action, or yeah, that's just like a.
It's just you just pay for it with fortune. It's not an action. And if you want, I didn't tell either of you this. At the start of your turn, before you do anything, you can refresh any pile on the table by flipping it over and putting it in a discard.
Okay. And with the paying coins to do things, that is, you can do as many things as you have money for.
Yes.
And if I like do stuff now and then get coins later, I can do things later as well.
Yes.
Got it. Let's go.
Will you tell me again what the training means?
Sure. So if you spend 3 coins and a character in the tavern matches a character that you have, you can take the character from the tavern, tuck him underneath yours, and then spend that card later as an extra action for that character.
Okay, so you spend 3
So-
coins for an extra action.
Yes, and your wizard and your pirate leader are pirates and a wizard, so you can train them also.
Cool.
And
Training. Go ahead.
when my thing says draw a potion card, it's one of the face up potion cards.
Yes.
Got it. And these potion cards, I just hold on to them until I want to use them.
Yes, and then you can use as many of them as you want whenever you want on any characters that you have.
Got it. So I did one move, which is moving my pirate. And then I will use this pirate to collect this fortune.
Okay. Yeah, so you'll just get it at the end of your turn.
Oh, that's right.
It'll just tuck under. It'll just tuck underneath the pirate for now.
I see. And place it underneath. And then I get them at the end.
Yeah, at the end.
That's just to make it so I have to wait till the end of my turn to do the coin things with new coins that I get in a turn.
Yes, yep.
Got it.
And this pirate gains experience.
And tell me again. So you get experience whenever you use an ability, or
attack.
Or attack. Got it. My main pirate will tell the archmage to get a coin.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, that's how that works.
So my archmage will stand on a coin.
No, it doesn't move. Oh yeah, I guess
it'll steal it. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, I'll set it right there for now.
It'll just go like here.
And if his archmage moves before the end of
it won't get that coin.
Got it. Okay.
And you get a potion.
I think I will take a damage potion.
Okay.
And then
your leader also has 1 experience now.
Ooh, how did you get a potion?
Because my leader's ability, if I use that ability, which made you get a coin, if I make an opponent get a coin, I get a potion.
Oh, that's cool.
And so that was 3 actions, but yeah, I guess that was 3 actions. So now I get my coins.
Yeah, so now you'll get the 2 coins that are underneath the pirate.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. And then you can spend those now, or well, you might as well.
So
that's the pot.
Interesting. So I can do potion. I draw a potion, and I think I'm gonna draw a potion and recruit a character.
Sure.
I will draw a movement.
The potions cost 2, and the characters are 1.
Yeah, and then as far as characters go, I will get a guess I'll take a wizard. No, a druid.
Okay. And then that will push the cleric out of the way 1 space forward.
Yeah.
In either direction. The cleric's range is 3, so it might be wise to put it like closer to Evan. just in case.
Just in case you want to heal me.
Yeah.
No, that's not what I meant.
I
But if you
don't
want to
really-
keep her safe,
yeah,
that's a good place.
I don't want to put my cleric in the front line.
Come
So
on.
Yeah, that's fair. And then the end of your turn, the stun will go away.
got it.
Cool. So now it's my turn. I already killed a green player, so I feel like now it's time to go after Evan and balance the scales. The vampire can move 3 spaces and jump. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. Then Evan, you don't have any healers.
Nope.
Interesting.
Is it?
Let's make sure that I read my own rules. I'm gonna the dragon's dampened, so I can't use its stun, but I can use the vampire's charm. So the vampire is going to charm this rogue.
Okay.
A charmed character can't attack or use its abilities.
Okay.
And then the third thing I'm going to do is the vampire is going to attack the cleric for 3. And then you can react by either attacking me back or moving 1 space.
The rogue.
The rogue.
The rogue will hit you back for 1.
Okay. So I moved, and then I charmed with the vampire, and I attacked with the vampire. So the vampire has 3 now, and he can level up also. So he's going to level up to 10. There we go. When a monster levels up, it gets access to its second ability. For the vampire, that is that I can turn every charmed adventurer into a vampire fledgling if they do not already control one. So the vampire fledglings are bloodthirsty little suckers. They get a boost to their damage, range, and speed by 1, but if they don't attack anything every turn, then they start to die. So that was my 3 actions. This dampened condition is going to go away, and then I have to put a coin in between a character of mine and a character of yours, but in this case, we are right next to each other, so I don't have to do anything. I don't have to put down any coins, and then it will be Eric's turn, and Evan's turn, sorry. And the first thing that will happen is the skull will go away.
Okay.
And then if you'd like to take your turn, we're on to round 3 of 5.
Okay, so you're gonna steal my guy. Is there a way to make him uncharmed?
So the charm is going to go away at the end of your turn.
Oh, okay.
Or
But
you can dispel it.
On your term, you can charm and then take the guy, and you can choose anybody basically.
No, so right now your character is charmed. So right now on your turn, your rogue has +1 speed, damage, and range. But if it doesn't attack anybody, it loses 2 health. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's not a vampire.
Right.
Yeah, it's just charm. So on my turn, if I wanted to do the vampire thing, I'd have to charm you again with 1 action and then vampire you with the 2nd action.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
He just can't attack or skulk.
Yeah. So I am. Yeah, I'm gonna use my arcane mimicry to deal +1 on the next attack, and then hit the vampire for 3.
Okay, so I go to 6.
And then I will use.
You roll on the dice first if you want your.
Yeah.
Couple things happen.
Coin.
So you can get a fame or a coin. The fame's 1 point. Fortune is half, and you can spend it.
I will take a fame.
Okay.
And then
And then I'm going to react to you hitting me.
Okay, go ahead.
So see how some of these numbers are red on the monster's health dial?
Uh-huh.
Once the monsters get into the red, they can start reacting twice whenever they're attacked instead of once.
Okay.
So instead of attacking you back for 1, I'm going to attack back for 2.
I see.
I know I didn't tell you that ahead of time. But
I know. I'm like, man,
I
I should have only hit you for 2 instead of for 3.
Yeah, if you want to take that back, you can. It's totally cool.
Yes.
Okay.
I will only have hit you for 2 instead of for 3.
Okay, then I'll go to 7, and I'll just say you pulled the coin and fame. And then we can give you, see, there's 1 action, 2 actions, save 1 more.
That was just 1 action.
Remember cry and attack?
Did you use the archer's mark?
Mimicry, or...
No, that's what I'm undoing.
Oh, okay. You just wanted to attack me
right.
for 2. Got it.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, and you get a fame.
And then I am going to use the
and you can use Sasha's abilities too. Not just your own.
Now, if I had skulked before I attacked you, could you have hit me with the reaction? Does it stop a reaction?
I couldn't hurt you.
If I skulk before I attack you, does it stop your reaction from damaging me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to do it in that order.
Okay. So you just won't take any damage from that.
Yeah. And then I will move the monk to here.
And I'm watching the YouTube thing on the side.
Yeah.
Is it like supposed to be like 4 minutes behind?
I don't know. Is there a delay?
Oh, you know what? It's my fault because I'm not
Oh.
up to date on the live stream.
Yeah. It only looks like a couple seconds.
That explains it.
Okay, so that was 3 actions.
That was 3 actions, and now you get these 2 coins that you're standing on.
If you will grab those for me, and I'll add a action token to my monk.
The monk doesn't get them for moving.
Oh, not for moving.
Just for attacking and abilities. The coins are what you get for the moving. But you do have 2 coins if you want to spend them.
I can spend them on the turn that I ended?
Yep.
Oh, interesting.
You get them like at the start of your end phase.
Yeah, I will take a health potion.
Okay.
No, actually, is there a cleric? I'll buy a cleric.
There is, yeah.
I'll buy a cleric.
All right, and then you have 1 more if you want to spend that too.
No. Unless there's, am I doubled up on anything? Is there a guy over there that I have over here?
That rogue, but it's only if you pay 3.
Rogue. Oh,
training versus recruiting.
Then no, then that's it.
Okay, I got you your cleric, and now we'll move to Sasha's turn.
Okay. Let's go here. 1, 2.
This charmed effect is gone.
And then my pirate dude is gonna have this pirate pick up a coin.
Yeah.
I guess,
okay.
Yeah, I guess that makes. Yeah, I'll do it that way.
Either you can level up your pirate faster or your regular pirate.
Yeah, my captain pirate. I guess I'll level up.
Okay, so we'll just do that, and that was your 3rd action.
Yeah, I believe so.
So we'll just give you 1 from the pirate and 2 from the rogue.
And
Cool.
then I will
Then
buy
this here gets another experience.
uh,
So now you have 6.
health potion. Spell. And another spell, I guess.
And you can refresh one of the cards too, if you wanted to.
At any time or
At like the start of your turn.
okay.
So if
That
you want to
was the end of my
retro it.
turn. So
Okay.
like I couldn't have bought something and realized that okay, now they're all the same. And then
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, so I found all my stuff.
Okay.
And I can play my potions on other people's turns, is that right?
Yeah, anybody's turn.
Okay, got it.
Yep. You can save Evan's characters too, if you want to.
Got it.
Evan doesn't have any potions. Action 1 is the vampire is going to attack the rogue for 3. That's going to kill it.
Why would it kill the rogue?
Because he has 1 life.
Yeah. Oh, did you already attack it for 3 before?
Yeah, last turn.
Oh, somehow I missed that. Okay.
So that's 1 action. You can deal 1 damage back to me if you want, but that's going to put me in the red.
Which gives you reactions of 2.
Yeah.
Yes, deal 1 damage back.
Okay. My second action is going to be 4 health. The dragon's going to stun both this pirate and this leader that is skulked. And then the vampire is going to and then I'll attack with the dragon too. The dragon will attack this pirate for 2 damage. Or the rogue rather, because he's less healthy. And that would level the dragon up. So now the dragon's leveled up also. The dragon, when he's leveled up, can complete his mission, which is to steal up to 2 unoccupied coins. So any coins that are floating about, I can use my actions to steal them, and if I steal 2 of them, then I complete his mission. That's the end of my turn. So I'm going to put some coins down.
Only 2 places
I
where
have
they can
to-
go.
I have to put 1 here, and I have to put 1 here. And then that's the end of my turn.
Okay.
So your coins will refresh, and then it will be Evan's turn.
Oh, they refresh. Interesting.
Yep, they refresh every turn. Yep.
Oh.
They're like, yeah, not going to compare it. They refresh.
I'm going to buy a healing potion. Is there one over there?
Yep.
And that costs 2, right?
That costs 2.
Great. And
There's also a bunch of dispels if you want to get rid of the stun I just put on your leader instead.
oh, and that lets my leader act.
Yeah.
No, the healing's good.
Okay.
My hunter. What's your range on your vampire?
1.
My hunter will.
But I can react twice, so I can move and then hit you for 1.
Oh, you react twice. Yeah, okay. Still, nonetheless, my hunter will. Actually, you know what? I lied. I am gonna take the dispel potion and then unstun my main guy.
All right, cool. Done.
He is going to for each time you get attacked, you can react, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And you react twice for each time you attack.
The vampire. The dragon would just be once. So
Uh-huh. So I will use the hunter's mark and hit the vampire for 3.
okay. So I take 3.
Yep.
You roll 3 dice.
Yep.
And I'll probably attack you for 2.
Whoa.
Or for
one twice.
that's weird.
Well, whoop. Okay, I'll take another fame.
Okay. And I'm actually going to attack you from 1 and then step here.
Mm-hmm. So you're dampened, by the way.
Oh, yes, okay. Good to know.
And then the huntress
Enough.
is going to shoot. What's the range on your dragon?
2.
And when you react, you get to do anything. You can hit anybody.
I have to be limited by my range, so I couldn't reach you.
My huntress is going to shoot your dragon.
Okay, so it'll go to 8, and you'll roll 1 die.
Doing.
And then you put the coin 1 space away from me, which I'm guessing is underneath your mug.
Yes.
And was that your 3rd action?
That was my 3rd action.
Okay, so I'm just going to give you that coin.
And that was my 3rd action with my huntress as well, I believe.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I will level her up. So her range is now 4.
Yeah.
My reaction to you hitting me, since I can't reach you, is I'm going to step over to here.
Cool.
So if you want to spend that coin, you can, or you can pass.
Yeah, I should buy a rogue at some point. I should buy a rogue. Is there a
Yeah,
rogue
I
in
see
here?
that you have a rogue card, but I killed your rogue. So yeah, there's a rogue. Do you want one?
Yep.
All right, have a rogue, and that's gonna push your cleric to here.
Yep. Cool.
Okay, Sasha, you have floor.
For clarity's sake, if my captain moved it here, could I hit the vampire?
Yes.
Interesting. Well, first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to discard one of these spells.
Okay.
Thing. I will I guess start by buying the health potion and then another health potion and damage. And then I will use a dispel to remove the status from my where does this card go? Just go in
The middle,
card
yeah.
here.
Yep.
And do you interact with coins at all? You
No.
just block us from getting. That's the reason that, like, why you.
Yeah, that's why I moved it. Yeah, but then I forgot. I
I
forgot
can
you could
steal it.
Yeah,
So
I forgot.
yeah. I guess I want to leave it there though, just because make getting a coin easier in the future. I think I'm just going to use my pirate to steal a fortune from the fortune stack. I'm going to use my pirate captain to make this pirate steal a fortune from the fortune stack.
Okay. So that means that that's gonna level up your leader.
Oh, right. And
So
Hey
now
guys, sorry. Do you remember what my 3 actions were? I used the Huntress action. I attacked your guy. What was my 3rd action?
you used this ability on this guy to hit me for 3.
Right. That was 2 actions.
That was 2, and then you hit me with the Huntress. With
I
the dragon. You hit the dragon.
I hit the dragon. That's what I did. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember.
So your characters can now move 1 extra space whenever they move.
got it. Okay. And when you your character upgrades, they keep their current health. They don't like fully heal when they level up, or do they?
Yeah, I'm still playing with they keep their health or they heal by 2. It's one of the 2, but right now
Okay.
we're just gonna play that they keep their health.
Got it. Final action will be so can health potions heal above their max health?
No, just up 2.
Got it. I guess I will just skulk with my rogue.
You don't want to hit me?
Nah.
So he's sculpted. Got it. There's only 1 turn left, so I'm just telling you to go big, that's all.
I'd rather go
But
home.
you did stop me from getting 2 points by doing that, so that's fair. And then you'll get your coins.
Yep. So 4 coins.
So flip this and flip, and this rogue just got an extra points. Okay, so my turn is this guy's dampened.
I can use these 4 coins I just got, right?
Oh yeah, sorry. Oh yeah, 4. Yeah, sorry, totally. I thought you were getting 2. You definitely get 4.
Let's get a dispel and a health potion. Actually, instead of that health potion, I'm getting a range potion. Just to collect them all. So we get 1 more turn after this, is that right? Or
There's 1 more turn, yes.
okay. Yeah, so that was the end of my turn, I think.
Okay. And then these 2 coins underneath the pirate are. All right. I was going to kill the rogue. That's off the table. I was gonna turn someone into a vampire. That's off the table. The dragon's leveled up. Takes 2 turns to complete that mission. So that's okay. You're gonna kill this vampire.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters where I go. I think he's toast. So he's gonna go out swinging.
Yeah.
We're gonna hit this monk with the dragon for 2 damage.
Okay.
And then you can move 1 space or deal 1 damage back to me. I have 4 points currently, Sasha.
He's gonna deal 1 damage back to you, which means I get to roll a die. Is that true?
No, that it's only when you attack.
In that
You
case,
get
I
to
will.
roll it.
In that case, I will take 1 step forward. No. I will take 1 step back.
Towards the vampire.
Yeah.
Or it's me.
Oh wait, does the vampire only have a range of 1?
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
I'll just turn around here.
He will take a step.
Oh geez. Vampire's freaking out.
He's on
Whoa.
his last leg. He's on his last leg.
How many actions have you taken? Just 1? You get 3.
I just took 1. I have 2 more. I am gonna kill the monk. It's just you're making me work for it.
Oh well, if you, what's your range? Or you can, how far can you walk? You can walk.
You can make
2?
him.
I can
You can make him have to move at least.
3 and jump, so I can pretty much get to you.
Okay, in that case, I will just step towards you.
Oh.
Well, don't give me a free action.
All right, I'll step right there.
Well, Sasha could save your life, I'm pretty sure, if he wanted to, but I don't think he wants to.
I'll step right
use his
there.
potions for you.
Final answer.
All right. Action 2 is this guy's going to move to here, and then he's going to attack the monk for 3, which would kill it under normal circumstances.
Yes.
Unless he was healed and then given a shield, and then he would be fine, or
double
3
heal?
shields or some combination of it.
Yeah, I don't think I want to use 2 heals. So is the monk worth 2 points?
Yes.
Yeah, that's.
And if I don't kill it, maybe you can. I don't know.
I don't think I'm gonna double heal it. Yeah, it's gonna die.
Okay. Evan's in rage. Okay, that was my 3 actions. And your monk can deal 1 damage to the vampire in retaliation if you want to bring me down to 3. Yeah.
He does.
All right. It's an eye for an eye on that one.
Yep.
All right, so that's the end of my turn. I'm going to put coins down. Green, I don't have to put any down, and blue, I have to put 1. Yeah, I'm going to put it here.
The vampire to here is not valid?
I'm in the way.
Got it.
All right.
You greedy, like you don't have enough.
I'm a pirate. What do you expect?
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so this is the last round. I'm gonna refresh these coins.
So I am going to. Oh yeah, I have coins. What? How many coins do I have? 3.
It's 3. Yeah.
And
if you want to do a little point recap, I have 6 points. Evan, you have 3.5, and Sasha, you have
5.
5.
How do I have 3.5?
You have 2 fame and
Uh-huh.
3 half points.
Oh, I see. That's 2 fame sitting there. Okay, got it. If
Killing me
I
is 1 point, and then you roll, and that could get you like another. You could get like 3 fame this turn and
if
some
I take
coins.
if I take an extra action via getting a card that trains a person, can it
Yeah.
be an action that character has already taken?
No,
So what does the extra action do for you? You just get a 4th action.
it's to usually move someone closer to attack or let someone attack and ability.
Okay.
That type of thing.
Okay. I am going to use the
Like a good example here would be you pay 3, you get a wizard. The wizard uses 1 ability to Archer's Mark. That's free, and then attack with the rest of it and get like extra fame from it.
right. Yeah. Um. So he's going to use our actually is my using his ability that's line of sight, right? So I have to be in a straight line. Within line of sight, which has to be a straight line. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm going to gain the Archer's Mark. And then move to here. To here. You said there's a wizard over there, right?
There is.
There are 2 wizards even.
And then I'm going to shoot the vampire for... no, then I'm going to skulk
Okay.
and then shoot the vampire for 3.
Skulking would be using his ability twice.
Oh, I can't do that. In that case, I will, let's see, move there, skulk, shoot, and then hit him with the Huntress because he's 4 away.
Okay, so sorry, walk me through that.
Yeah. So I buy an extra card of him or train him.
Okay, let me do that. Okay.
So I've got a freebie action.
Yep.
So he's going to move to there.
So let's call that the freebie.
Yep. He's going to skulk.
Okay, so that's action 1.
Then he's going to shoot the vampire for 2. Oh
That's
wait,
actually
you
can move
could
away.
move out of range. Okay, so I think I do have to do it differently than that. So he's not going to be able to skulk. That's fine. That's fine. No skulk. He takes the Hunter's Mark. He shoots your guy for 3 after he moves.
You're hitting me for 3.
Yep.
Okay, so I am going to I die. You take this. Then you roll 3 times because you dealt 3 damage.
Whoop. What's that 3rd die? Okay. Oh, I got 2 of them captured. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. Ooh. And I will take a fame.
And then you archered mark, so you get another fame.
Oh, and I
Because you
archered
killed me.
mark, so I get another fame.
Because you killed me with
Yeah.
it. Yep. Big swing.
And then I have one more action. And I will.
Do you?
Yeah. Because I used
Okay.
because I bought the card to get one freebie action. I trained.
Okay, so you moved one, you freebied the archer's mark, you attacked me, so you had one more. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And now I'm gonna heal the Archmage for
Sure. Yeah, for two.
however much they heal for. 2. Yeah.
Nice. That was a good turn. And then at the end of your turn, you get this coin that you're standing on.
Yes.
Which the only reason you'd want to spend it to buy another character at this point is to make sure that Sasha can't train with one of the characters that's already up there, but
Nah.
there are no matches anyway, so. Okay. Yeah, Sasha, your last turn.
Okay. Well,
And thematically, these rounds are like descending into deeper levels of the dungeon.
got it.
Not said that.
I'll start by discarding the top card of one of these decks.
Okay.
Okay. I'll spend a coin to get a huntress, I guess.
Okay. I'll put her down here and then move the druid to here.
Okay. And one, two. So I'm gonna use a range potion on this pirate.
Okay.
And I will
You gonna take my kill from me?
attack here for 2.
Now I'm back up at 7 health, right?
You're at 6.
6. You were at 4 and you gained 2.
I was at 4. Okay.
Okay, yeah, so you deal 2 damage to him, he goes to 4, and then he can choose to move 1 space or hit you back for 1.
I do move 1 space. Flee!
Okay.
That you attacked with the pirate, right?
Yeah.
So your pirate's leveled up now, so he can cash coins that are adjacent to him. He doesn't have to stand on them.
Got it. And then I will play my movement potion on my captain.
Okay.
And I'll go 1, 2, I guess.
He can move 3 spaces on his own, so he can move 4
wait,
total.
he can't move
because he's leveled up.
Got it.
Oh, nice.
I missed that his level up gives him the extra movement. Okay, so I don't need to use that potion. Because now I'm within range, and I will give him some damage potions.
I mean, do you have? Okay, go on. Okay, yeah.
And hit him for 4.
I'll hit him for 4. All right, so you can steal. You can deal 1 damage back if you want. He's at 8 health. There's really no point to it.
I do.
Out of spite, you
I do
totally
it
can.
anyway.
Okay,
That's
so
right.
it goes to 7. And then you will take this, and you will take this. And now it was that 3 or 2 actions?
I
Attack, move,
attack, move, attack. Yeah, so that was 3 actions.
Okay. You got a lot of coins. I don't know.
And I get 4 coins.
Yeah, do you want to spend any before your turn ends?
Um,
I don't know if you can.
I just get a shit ton of potions.
If you want to buy the health potion to heal your rogue, maybe.
I mean, my hand is
Oh,
full
wait.
of health potions.
Did I?
Oh, okay.
Didn't I buy a health potion? No, I didn't buy a
No,
health
you
potion.
spent 3 to get your extra action.
I did
If your
not
hand
buy-
is full of health potions, then I guess there's no point.
I'll just buy a bunch of potions.
Okay.
Just for fun.
And then yeah, you would get 2 coins from your rogue, and then 2 more because your pirate is adjacent to the stack of 2. Okay, that was a good turn for both of you. And now I'm gonna start with bringing in
The skulk is not on there.
Oh, it's not. Okay, great. I'm gonna move this rogue here while I summon an undead pharaoh.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, 2 health, 4, 4, 4. Well, I guess I can try to kill the rogue, and we'll just see what happens. I'm gonna attack the rogue.
I have 5 health potions.
Jesus. All right.
Good luck.
Hey, Evan.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna try. I'm going after you, I guess.
Okay.
Where's this guy's defeated? 2, 2, 2. Is 2, 2, 1, 2. Oh, I know the solution to this. The first thing I'm going to do is the pharaoh is going to curse the rogue.
Okay,
If you
I will
haven't
spell that.
Yeah, okay. Well, I had to try. I'm not even going to put it on there. But the curse would have prevented it from being healed. So that was the idea. I guess I'm going to attack it for 2 with the dragon now.
I'll heal.
And you'll bring it back up. You'll bring it to 4 and then back down to 2.
Yep.
And then I'll attack it with the pharaoh for another 3.
Okay, I'll heal it.
And so now it's at 1.
Yep.
Okay, that was the turn. Yeah, how many potions do you still have in your hand?
How many potions or how many health potions?
I guess both. I'm just curious.
I have 9 potions in hand. 3 of them are health potions.
Okay.
And then I have a dispel, and yeah.
All right, so that's the game. Then we go to scoring. Evan, you have 4, 5, 6, 7 points. And I have 6. And Sasha has
10.
10. Okay, cool.
Oh, killing the vampire didn't get me much.
It gave you 1 point.
Oh, wow.
But attacking the vampire also gave you points.
Along the way, yeah. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Okay.
along the way.
Yeah. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so you get 10. Okay, so Sasha won that game.
Yeah, if the vampire's kill was worth more than 1 point, I probably would have kill stealed it. But since you actually just get points for attacking it, it made it less.
That's probably good.
Yeah.
So that was the game. I'm gonna bring up my little feedback panel now.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Yeah, that was fun. I thought I had a shot until I realized you had 5 health potions in the
Yeah.
last minute.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that.
Yep.
All right, let's do some feedback. Sasha, you want to start us off?
Yeah, I can start us off since I'm the only non-Evan
Yeah.
playtester. Okay, so there's a lot of interesting sort of ideas in here that I think are good and enjoyable. I guess actually I'm just going to go through my list and try and remember what all of my little notes meant. The first thing I wrote down, this is not a big deal, but maybe it is to some people, at least for like playtesting. The TTS mod does feel very laggy compared to most other sort of mods that I've played. It's not a big deal, obviously. Like you can still play, and I got in the flow of it, but that was something where usually I like being a little bit more zoomed out than I am currently. But if I was like zoomed out a little bit more, then things would just sort of be very laggy and hard to move things around. So I don't know if it's just a matter of how much stuff there is, or if there's a certain type of component that is causing it. But I do use TTS a good amount, and this does feel a bit more than anything I've experienced before. So again, that's a TTS thing, not a really a design specific thing. The health trackers, I eventually got used to it, but I still felt myself like misreading my health values several times, and maybe it's partially because the like heart is pops a lot more, and so I can like see that number, and so I like when I glance at it quickly, I just see that number, and I think that's my health. But no, it's what it's pointing at is my health. That's fine. It's not like a big deal. Like I said, I got used to it, but that is something that it just felt a little bit fiddly as far as tracking health. But I definitely know that tracking health on things that move around can sometimes be like having a good solution to it is definitely not always easy. So I'm not saying that it needs to change or anything, but that was just what I experienced. Have you played many or any chip theory games? Just out of curiosity, because there's definitely some physical elements that remind me of like Too Many Bones or Cloudspire.
I haven't played either of those. But do you mean like getting things and then spending them?
So the first thing that reminded me is in Cloudspire specifically, I mean, all chip theory games they're like poker chips, so they're like round things. And in Cloudspire, it's a hex game where you have these poker chips, and on the poker chips they have like their stats, like this, like attack, movement, health, and the like information is on the tokens, and then like when you like upgrade them, you like flip them over. So just like from a physical standpoint, I think there's some overlap with some of the sort of goals with what you're trying to accomplish in this game, and different ways that they've sort of tried to tackle that. Like one of the things that chip theory games seems to like doing is for tracking life totals is they'll like have I don't know if this is a good solution, but it is what they do is they have health chips that are the same size as the player tokens, and you just have a larger or smaller stack, basically based on their health, which obviously component-wise adds more stuff, but it also makes it really easy to see, oh, they're at low health, or oh, they have a lot of health. But yeah, it just as a sort of research I would recommend like just checking it out. Again, I'm not saying that what they're doing is the best way to do it. It just, I think they poke around with some similar concepts as far as what they're trying to accomplish with physical components. So might be worth checking out. So I never rolled these dice, but I was wondering. So these dice are just two of the sides are one thing, and all the other sides are the other thing. Is that right? Is it 2 and 4, or is it?
Yeah, it's 2 and 4.
Got it. And all the dice are the same, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah. For some reason, that there's definitely other games that do that. I feel like I want those dice to have a little bit of something extra going on. It feels a little bit funny having just like a 2 out of 3. The dice is just not quite a coin flip, but
pretty much
almost a coin flip. It feels like I want one side to be extra special, or just like a little bit.
Okay.
I want the die to be a little bit more interesting, to sort of justify it being a die rather than like a coin flip. I know that odds wise it's not actually a coin flip, but it just feels like there's a little bit of wasted potential in there somehow.
Okay.
Yeah, not a big deal, but it just felt a little bit funny. Training seems strange. I think this was just during the sort of teach, the recruit versus train, that was a little bit confusing at first. And train definitely seemed like it had the potential of being very strong, especially with my strategy of getting tons of coins. It just, none of the things on the tops of the decks matched any of the things that I had, which now that I played the game, like I probably wouldn't have taken 2 of the same thing at the beginning, because that definitely makes training worse. But yeah, I don't know, something just felt a little bit funny about that, just in the teach, and maybe it's just a teach thing. Just reading off my note, I might have more to say about it after we talk later, but for now I was just trying to make sense of that note. The way the coins replenish feels not okay. So this is how the coins come onto the board, not how they refresh. So I was trying to understand the thematic part of like why the coins are coming out, like in between a player and the monster. It also felt a little bit funny where there's this sort of mini game of like, if you can get it so that you're not lined up with one of us, or if you are adjacent to us, then you don't put out coins. And I was trying to figure out if I cared about that, if I like want to try and position myself in a way that'd be hard for you to prevent a coin from coming out. But then after I realized that I could just like sit on the coin spot and have a pirate next to it, I stopped caring how you brought out coins, because I knew I was going to get my coins no matter what you did. So I just like, it felt like I didn't understand the thematic reason, and also felt sort of a little bit finicky, or like a little bit fiddly. I sort of wanted the coins just to be popping out, and not like this, oh, maybe they pop out, maybe they don't, based on the positioning and line of sight. The straight line, oh yeah, just the line of sight versus range thing. Not it's fine. I definitely get it, but I also like it being called line of sight. Like, this person should be able to see someone that is here or here. Like, it's not like there's walls, or I don't know, are there walls? Or it
No.
doesn't seem like there's walls. So I just calling it line of sight, I think, is misleading. For I know line is in the name, but the sight part, I think, is the thing that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, because if they're in range and I can shoot them, why can't I see them?
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, just sort of clearing that up. If you really need to have these things be in a physical line versus in range or something, then just choose a different term or something. I think. Did not see. Oh, I did not see the jumpy foot, is what my note is. The
Okay.
little foot symbols on some of the characters, I didn't notice that until it was brought up when Evan was talking about jumping. I think it's maybe a little bit, I guess, on the cards. Is it? Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't pop out to me as being different when I like look at it quickly. Now that it's been pointed out to me, I was like, oh yeah, okay, now I see that. But I don't know if the symbol could be like a wing. Like, makes me think it's like flight, and I don't know, that makes more sense to me visually. But yeah, I don't know. Again, not a big thing. It just for reading information quickly, I didn't catch it. Um, why doesn't the monster just wail on everyone that comes to center? Yeah, this was early on. I don't like, there was a turn where you were like, oh, I already killed one of Green's characters, I'm gonna go attack Evan. And I was sort of like wondering how much of that was wanting the game experience to be fun for everyone versus a strategic like decision. And I just worry, if it's not a good strategic move, like what is preventing you from just standing there, and anyone that tries to get gold, you just wail on them, and so then you're not having to spend actions moving. I feel like if I was the monster, that's what I would think or want to do. But yeah, so I'm just curious that if someone was playing the monster and just trying to be strategically optimal rather than not smacking the same person a bunch, I don't know. That's just what I saw. If
Yeah, my reasoning is that I honestly thought that Evan's strategy was going to pay off better than yours.
got it.
So I wanted to take him out a little faster, and then I realized what you were doing, and I think it was a little too late
Got it.
because I had no way to necessarily push you off without killing you from the center. So
Yeah.
I just let you do your thing, and that was definitely a mistake on my part. I think
Mhm.
I would have stayed a little closer. But what that does lead into is that conversation you said about like where do you put the coins?
Yeah.
And I definitely want to put the coins on spaces that people are not on so that
Got
they
it.
are incentivized to move.
Yeah.
And that is why it was on a free space, because if I do hoard the center and people do rush up to see me,
Mhm.
then all those spaces are occupied more or
Mhm.
less, and it's hard to put coins in a like consistent space.
Mhm.
So that's why it was a little more dynamic. But
Got
there's
it.
no real meaning to it other than it being dynamic.
Mhm. Yeah. I think there's room to play around with how you put gold out on
Yeah.
the table. It just felt like there was this weird sort of mini game with how it got put out, and I was unclear. It was unclear to me how much it mattered. And in this specific game, it felt like it actually didn't matter. I didn't care about those coins at all.
Okay.
But yeah. Um, uh, 3 actions versus 1-2 infinite. Oh, this is just a I don't know if it's classic, but I've heard it a couple of times before, where games should have 1 action, 2 actions, or infinite actions. I'm not necessarily saying that you shouldn't have 3 actions, but it is players a lot more often will forget how many actions they've taken if they have to 3 actions in a turn, versus if they have 1, 2, or unlimited amount. So it's not something that you have to do, but I see that on the boards you have little trackers for what action you've done or how many actions you've taken. But that me seeing this on this board makes it seem like it's something that people sometimes have trouble tracking. And so just something to think about. It's not something that I'm saying like this game needs to do. It's just something that I hear from other designers, and it makes some amount of sense to me, like the sort of psychology of keeping track of what you've done in a turn. But camping on the coin stack feels weird. That was just like, I was on the coin stack and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna make my rogue. You can't attack my rogue, and my rogue's just gonna sit here and collect coins. And then there was a period of time where I could have stole the vampire. I was like, I don't want another monster to push me off of this coin stack. I'm just gonna not do that and just keep sitting on this coin stack and getting 2 free coins every turn. And it felt a little bit like it just felt weird to me. It didn't feel like I was doing very much, but it seemed good, and so I just kept doing it.
Fair.
Potions seem way too good, especially having no limits on them. Like the coin strategy, the fact that coins refresh, and the fact that you can buy as many potions as you want as long as you have the coins for it, and you can use as many potions as you want on anybody's turn at any time. It feels a little bit too loosey-goosey as far as it just felt very strong. Like after I got to 6 coins, then I was getting 3 potions a turn, and then I had like a couple health potions and a couple of spells, and then I felt like I could do anything on my turn. And there's like nothing that anyone could do to stop me from doing whatever I wanted. And that, I don't think that's a good thing. I didn't feel like I had to work for it that hard because I just was camping on the coins. And yeah, I ended the game with 9 potions. I could have definitely used a lot more of them and probably got more. I was definitely hoarding them a little bit, saving them for the final turn. But if I used them throughout my other turns, I think I could have gotten more kills and done like more stuff. So yeah, it definitely feels a little bit too good.
Okay.
That is everything that I have written down. I'm just going to try and wrap up my overall thoughts before passing it off to Evan. But then I'm sure after Evan says some stuff, it will refresh some other thoughts that I didn't actually write down. But overall, I think the sort of concepts of the sort of having this team, and your team is sort of there's this asymmetry in that there's this monster, and then there are these sort of teams of people, and the teams of people can sort of fight each other or fight the monster, and there's sort of different sort of routes to victory, like getting coins or doing fighting or killing other players. I think that's all really interesting and cool. I think that there's just like a couple parts that sort of felt like it broke the I don't know. I felt like I got to a position where I just didn't really want to interact, and I didn't really have to interact with other players. And I don't think that's what this game. I don't think that is good for this game. I think you want this sort of constant interaction. Obviously, players seeing me sort of not interacting, then they're going to want to disrupt me. But I felt like you guys didn't have great tools to do that, at least after you realize that what I was doing was good. There wasn't like enough time to stop what I'm doing or something. I don't know. But yeah, I think there's some really cool ideas. I just think that the interaction is important, and I didn't feel like I had as much as I like after Evan shot me on the first turn. I was like, do I want to fight Evan? It's like, no, I'm just gonna get coins. And that worked out well. So anyway.
Yeah, it's kind of like a weird love triangle between you, the coins, me, and Evan.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thanks,
so
Sasha.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing.
so yeah, the dice. I know you've been going all over the place on what exactly the dice do or don't do, and I know that you want dice to roll in the game when you hit the monster. Um, I don't think this current iteration is it either. Because yeah, if I'm gonna roll a die when I hit the monster, I want it to be like an exciting thing, um, where something cool is happening instead of like I get to roll one die per number of times I hit him and then pick one. And then the two options are a thing that's pretty good or a thing that's a little bit less good, but is more good in a different way.
Okay.
You know, like just the two options on a die is weird. Just like what Sasha
Yeah.
was saying. I know you want a die to roll.
It's been 3. It's been like there has been a very special side for probably like 4 months, and
Yeah,
very recently I took it out.
yeah,
But I hear
um,
you.
yeah, um, yeah. The rolling multiples and then picking one to me always feels kind of like a bummer because I'm like, oh, I hit him 3 times. But I
Hmm.
know it like increases my chances of getting the thing I want. But between the two things, I was like, eh. Um, level up tracking to me is a little too fiddly. The every time I activate the person, as long as it's not a movement, I put a level up counter on them. Um, I love the idea of them leveling up. It's just the action tracker was weird. It's probably less fiddly if it's not TTS, but still, it's a bunch of little chippy doos to move around. Every time I take an action, it's like an extra thing to do. Um, so I'm wondering if the level up could be something different. Like, when you train them, they level up. Or if you take all actions with that character on your turn, they level up. Or just some other way of triggering that.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, other than just the little chippies with every action.
I normally I like to wait until the end. I apologize, but I just had this little thought when you were talking about that. Uh, what if you each turn you got 3 level tokens, and that's you place them on your things. Once you place all 3 of your things, your turn's over. And each time you place it down, that's activating that character to do one of their things. And so it would be both a way to track the number of actions that you did on a turn, and also that giving them more of a reason to, or I don't know. Anyway,
No, so you like little action tokens you put down on things to both remember and
level them up.
potentially track. Yeah.
Then the movement would be leveling them up. But yeah, anyways, sorry. Go back.
Yeah,
Back to
that's totally fine. I'm sure that's one of Evan's comments anyway.
that.
It is weird that movement wouldn't also count.
Yeah. Yes, yeah.
um, line of sight versus range. To me, I don't think the differentiation has a big payoff for the extra, brain and rules overhead.
Okay.
Um, maybe you're finding that some abilities are too good if they're not, mitigated by line of sight versus range. Um, but all the things Sasha said about line of sight, I agree with. If I can see him, I can see him. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter
Okay.
if he's off a hex. You know what I mean? Because that's what line of sight is. Which is why all war games have the little ruler and you do the thing. You
Yeah, I
see,
didn't want to get the little ruler thing.
right? So I think I would love to have it just be range and line of sight not really be the thing, but
Okay.
but if if there's some kind of better payoff that makes more sense for why you would be restricted to not every hex within a certain range. But mhm. It was the way that you gain coins to me is super weird. Because I can use coins at any time on my turn. I can't pick them up until the end of my turn, but then my turn's not over, and then I can still use them even after I pick them up. So it's this super weird, like, ugh, ugh,
So what you're saying is if a character ends its movement on a coin and picks it up right then, it wouldn't really make much of a difference.
I'm saying it's really weird to say, okay, my turn is over. Now I pick up my coins. Now I can use my coins.
Okay, okay. Got it.
It's like, is my turn over or is my turn not over? You
Okay.
know? Like, either way's fine, but don't tell me what turn's over, and then I still have choices to make. And that'll cut down on time between turns. Time between turns. How many total rounds did we play?
We played 5 rounds in an hour and
5 minutes.
15-ish.
It was like an hour and five, I think.
Hour and 5-ish? Okay.
Yeah.
So that was
12,
an hour and 5 divided by 15.
13 minutes a round. 13, yeah. 13, 14 minutes per round. The time between turns was a little long. It wasn't like aggressive. It wasn't egregious. But it felt a little long. And just shaving off little things like being able to spend coins that you just gained at the end of your turn would help cut that down a little bit. I also am curious why, if you're gonna let me use the coins at the end of the turn anyway, why don't I just get a coin when I step on it?
Yeah. I just didn't want you to be able to pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Oh, wouldn't that be what the coin limit is? Like that's how many coins you can pick up in a round?
Maybe.
Oh,
I didn't want people to like move them. I didn't want you to have like pick it up and then move them. I'm trying to avoid people moving them.
oh, interesting.
So I'd rather you just like pick up as many, like if you want to land on it and pick it up right then and there instead of at the end of the turn, I think that's totally fine.
Yeah, I think either one's fine. Like
Either one.
if you step on it, you pick it up, but your limit is the number of coin skill they have. Or just whatever you're standing on at the end of your turn. It makes, depending on what it represents, it could make more sense one way or the other. Like if it's a treasure chest that you have to sit there and fiddle with, the end of your turn makes more sense. If it's literally a coin on the ground, then as you're walking across it makes more sense. So either way's fine. Just don't. I think cutting off the ability to use the thing you picked up at the end of your turn would be weird. Yeah. I said it. You know what I mean. I said it right the first time. Health potions are trouble. Coins too good. I don't know if it was a factor of just the way this play played out. Where Sasha was like, I'm just gonna go over here, and then you kind of came over towards me, and then Sasha was like, just siphoning all the coins. So I don't know if that's just like a player experience kind of gateway where just knowledgeable players aren't going to let other players do that, which isn't great for a first play of your game, but is fine for repeat plays. But I am curious how often those potions become troublesome. Similar to what Sasha was saying. It's like if I can use those potions on anybody's turn at any time, you start to become godlike. And you can do just whatever you want, basically, on your turn, which, maybe that's awesome, or maybe that sucks if there's only one player who can do that.
Yeah, you surprisingly drew every single health potion in the 48 cards. So kudos. But you did have a lot of coins to do it with.
At first, when I thought, before I knew that coins refreshed every round, I was like, oh, I'll just take fame every time. Because fortune, yeah, you get to use them once, and that's cool, but they're only half a point. So I felt like I was like, oh, moderately balanced, maybe coins aren't quite as good. And now I feel like they're less balanced and coins are too good because they refresh every turn or every round. I would love to see something different than a coin stack. Like I get that there's a treasure hoard, but that interaction that Sasha was having just didn't look very thematically interesting.
Oh, you mean from the middle?
Yeah. Just kind of sitting on there like just I don't know. That like the theme of it was just I don't know. It wasn't hitting me.
Okay.
I'm like, is he like sucking on the gold straw or I don't know what he's doing over there, but he keeps sucking up oil.
That's what I'm gonna write in my notes too.
Um, he just keeps sucking real hard and he can get more. I would love to see more dynamic interaction. Instead of like at the end of your turn, you drop 1 gold maybe sometimes, depending on how things are positioned. I would love to see like, when I hit you, you drop a coin adjacent to yourself and I get a fame.
Pinata.
Just like, yeah, exactly. Like it, because that's like video game style, right? You're hitting the bad guy and they're dropping coins, and
So funny because in the beginning, the first time we had this playtest, it was a pinata.
Yeah.
And I got very much. It felt very much like a pinata vibes. I don't know how I liked it.
Okay.
So we've come full circle.
Okay. Did I say that?
I think it was one of you. I'm not sure
Okay.
which one.
Well, at least in this current one, the way it is currently, to me, feels a little too weird. And it would be much simpler to just have it be like, I stick you, you drop a thing. Rather than every once in a while you do, depending on the relationship of these things. And when I hit you, I roll 3 dice and I pick one of the things. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It just feels like there's a lot in the way of just like the doing the thing.
Yeah. Got it.
And then I had this idea, obviously take it or leave it, but I would love to see some other goal for the monster, whether it is reaching one of the protected exits. Like, because then if you're striving for an exit and we see you going for one, we kind of have to work together to kill that monster before they get there. Or we both lose, because then the monster wins. It's like it's instant win if the monster gets to the exit or something like that. I don't know. Maybe that's totally not in the vision of what you're doing, and that's totally whatever that is. But but I kind of wanted the monster to feel more different than just collect VP by hitting us. Just to feel more different than the players for some. I don't know. Like feels like if we go in here and we unlock an ages old, previously locked in bad guy, and we let him out, like whoops, we shouldn't have been so greedy. We just let them out. Everybody loses. They take over the world or whatever. Let's see the leveling up. I like that you have. Oops, you can't do that here. I like that you have the little stats on the disc itself. I assume in person those are kind of big enough to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm wondering if you can make those double-sided. So you'd have a central disc and then a little middle bit on this side and a little middle bit on this side. And then when they level up, you flip over that as well. And it has the updated stats.
None of the stats update.
Oh, I thought.
For me, my upgraded ability lets me do extra movement when I move, not like an actual stat.
Like your ranger did get +1 range, but other things
other things
can
don't
do
that.
Other thing, yeah.
Okay, well if they all bump stats, then that would make more sense. If only a couple of them do, then
Yeah.
makes less sense because that would be extra piece cost and stuff and storage cost. Okay, never mind. And then I don't mind the little spinny dials. I'm guessing in person. But you never know. Those things can be very fiddly. Just depends on the actual production of it. Um, like back in the day, you had Hero Clicks and all these things that, like they worked just fine. There was no big problem with it. But if they're super loosey goosey dials, then that could be an issue unless they like lock in, like if you had little ridges or something. Like I don't know what your plan is. Um, but if you have a plan where they kind of lock in where they're at, then that's probably fine. But if they're just like spinny, loosey goosey, then it probably gets bumped easy and moved weird and that kind of thing. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's just about everything. I think I still enjoyed the puzzle. 3 actions, like Sasha was saying, was occasionally a little too much for my little brain to track. But I don't know if 2 actions feels satisfying, Like I'm sure you've played around with different action numbers on a turn, and I'm assuming people said, well, I want more than 2 actions on a turn. It'd speed it up if you only had 2, but I don't know if people would feel satisfied with their turns with only 2. But it does start getting tougher to track, which I see that you have the tracker on the player board. So I know that has been an issue for people tracking them. So who knows?
Yeah, it's weird because some people think, well, just count to 3. It's not that hard. I can
Right.
only do 3 things. And then other people are like, what number am I on?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but overall, I still like the basic conceit of it. I still like, how you can interact with the characters and move them around and pick and choose. I like the tactical aspect. Yeah, okay. Of that feedback, is there anything else that we didn't cover that you were hoping we covered, or any specific questions that you had?
Sure. So based off the last time even that we played, there was a lot, and this is mostly you, but you're more of a tableau person, and I didn't do it for you.
Yeah.
It naturally happened that way, but originally you just chose the characters from a face down pile and you didn't know what you were getting. How do you find this option over that?
The option of picking my characters.
Like seeing who's up for grabs at all times versus the deck that's upside down.
Oh, I think I like that. I think I like the. Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, of course you're right. But it used to be like a draw, right? Where you'd be like, well, here's my 2 options or whatever.
Hmm.
Right? Yeah. No, I like having the market where I get to see what's up there and that kind of thing.
Uh, the when the monsters were in the red, how did that make you feel versus if that hadn't happened? Did it detract you from going after that one and trying to focus on something else? Or how did it seem?
I think it is a bit of a deterrent, especially since you're only getting the 1 fame when they die. The taking the extra hit back is a little brutal, but at the same time, if it's more than 1 fame, then having kills stolen would feel
Yeah.
worse. So I don't know what the over under is on that. It might do. You could take off a couple of the, like have the reds only be 1 through 4 or something, and see how that feels.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because then it's like oh, they're almost gone, rather than like because at the 6 I'm like, do I really want to hit him? I'm gonna hit. He's not gonna die. I'm gonna get hit twice back.
Yeah, what else did I have questions on? I'm looking. I'm currently looking for a different way to trigger a refresh of characters or potions. There is a character that refreshes potions, and there is a character that refreshes the tavern. But other than that, the one flipping at the start of your turn seems sometimes like it's not enough to make training a viable option for people. And I've tried refreshing after the monster's turn, but that gives too much of an advantage to blue. So I'm like whoever goes after the monster. So I'm trying to find one that's simpler but still equal. And paying for it might be a way to do it, but I don't know what like the rate would be or if there's an easier way to do that.
I was just thinking about this. So one of the things that I thought felt a little bit funny, just compared to other games, is instead of having a deck with a market row of 4 cards, you have 4 separate decks that are flipped over. I was just wondering.
I didn't really look at that.
To me, what would be intuitive is having a deck of cards and then 4 cards as the market row, and then if you spend something or do some sort of effect, it will like flush those 4 cards and you get a new 4 cards out, or something along those lines. Is what I see most often in other games as a way of sort of handling a market and a market row. Because I agree with that feeling where I felt like flipping one over at the beginning of my turn felt pretty lackluster, especially like when I like would flip one over and then it was like the same thing underneath that one, or I guess that happened with the potions specifically. That
Would that same exact thing happen if it was one deck with 3 or 4 cards open though?
Well, you'd flush the 4 cards and get 4 new cards. I'm saying instead of just one card
Oh,
being refreshed, it'd be 4 cards being refreshed.
I see. And then it's probably easier to shuffle like one deck with when it runs
Exactly.
out than
Yeah.
4 when
It,
they each.
it,
Okay,
it also is easier setup because then it's just one deck of cards and then you just flip over 4 cards.
that's good. Okay.
And it takes up less table space. I guess it's basically same table space, but like 4 decks that have thickness that can be bumped or slid. I don't know. It
Yeah,
feels
no,
like
that's
more.
a good point.
I didn't venture up there visually to see exactly how that was functioning.
Yeah. The 4 separate if there's like something that utilized the fact that they're 4 separate decks, then I say that's interesting. But the way that it functioned in this game, it felt like it was just a single deck with 4 face-up cards. Like mechanically, it worked the same way.
Yeah, no, I think it mechanically it's a lot easier to scoop up the 4 that are there and put them in a discard pile than to
Exactly.
Yeah.
Take the top card
maybe
off of
flip.
each. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the same thing, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Mhm.
I didn't have any feedback other than that. I think a general sense of was it different or better than the last time, and then the biggest change since the last game that we played. I guess I'll cover those. This entire game board is 1 smaller in every direction than it was before. That was number 1. And number 2 is before, when you were playing this game for a long time, till like 2 weeks ago, you would go out, you would get the coin, and then you would bring it back.
Right.
And that caused a lot of this directional movement happening, which caused a lot of like non-interaction with other players. So at least now it's very much like you go to where the coins are, and then other people will be there too, instead of having to waste actions and time and resources to bring them back. So those are the 2 of the biggest changes with this system. So I guess feedback on how you think both of those have affected it would be good.
Yeah, I noticed that. I didn't notice the shrinking of the board, but I think I like it. Just because it makes everybody closer to each other to make a little more engagement. I definitely didn't miss it being larger, even though I didn't particularly notice. So I think smaller is better. The not bringing the coins back, I think makes more sense to me. Whether it's you end your turn on it, you get it, or you walk on it, you get it. Just like, if you walk up to a coin, you get to take the coin.
Yeah, right.
It makes more sense to me. Although maybe that's why they feel too powerful now, is because you don't have to spend that extra action bringing it back or whatever. I don't know. And maybe that's why it feels weird to just stand on top of that stack, because you don't have to walk it back.
Right.
But I think you can solve that with what you're doing in the center, rather than having to revert back to having to walk them back.
Fair. Yeah.
Honestly, Evan mentioned this, and I had the same interpretation when we were first learning. I thought that the coins could be spent once, and then they'd just be spent. And I would be curious to play it like that, because that would definitely nerf it a good amount. And I think it might nerf it in a way like, then it also sort of makes it so I'm not going to get a ridiculous amount of potions. And so maybe the way that potions are fine with not having the coins refresh. I don't know. I'd be interested to see how that would play out, because that was my interpretation of how it worked before you said that they did refresh, and I was like, oh shoot.
Yeah, we played
really good.
We played a fair bit with that, and when it was played like that, people would usually have like one or two, maybe, but they never really had more than that, because they'd always want to just buy a thing, and then when they spent 3, they felt like they'd have to put so much effort into getting them back. So that's kind of how we went to this. I'm not against capping someone at like 7 coins and letting them switch gears after that. I don't want to do that. There's probably a better way to just balance the cost of things.
Yeah, like I feel like you just, I don't know. Sorry, what was the problem with them only being able to be spent once?
Well, what would happen is, instead of having like a lot, they would run up, and then let's say they have 2 of them. They'd spend those 2 on a potion, and then they'd have to spend a ton of actions to go get them again just to get the potion. So it was like a circular waste of time that they were using. They were using the stuff they'd get from the coins to get coins, and now it seemed like a waste. Or they'd get the coin, it wasted some time to get the potion, that if they had done the thing originally twice or more effectively, they wasted their time getting the coins.
I do like the engine building aspect of coins, where since they are multi-use, the earlier you get them, the better. I think that is interesting. I just think that currently maybe they're just a little too good, which the costs need to be shifted, or the potions are a little bit too good, or who knows? I don't know. I don't know how you make a potion less good than heal 2 or +1 stat, but
well, they used to be 1 per turn for a while, and then there was a lot of
use.
Yeah, but there was a lot of, well, I bought them, why can't I use them? And so I'm like, all right, well, we'll try it this way. Maybe I gotta go back a little bit. And the last thing was, every single game I've ever played of this game, I always put the people as far away apart as possible to start, and then the monsters are in the middle, and that was just a symmetric thing. And only recently did I start saying that this is still symmetric. It's just a different way symmetric, and it causes more interaction because they don't have to run all the way across. So I understand that it works well this way, but as soon as you add other players and you start branching here, then I get a sense of this is imbalanced to the center, and it will have to be offset at some point, and then the same thing would happen at larger until you fill it up, and then it's equal again. So thinking of ways to offset that discrepancy. And if you liked in general that they were right next to each other instead of all the way across the board.
Yeah.
So that's my main question is, did you like that you were next to each other versus if you had played a game where you were all the way on the other side of the board?
Yeah.
I think it was better that we were next to each other. Go ahead, Evan. Sorry.
I think so too, but I definitely also see the dilemma of when you have more than 2 players next to each other, then whoever's in the middle is at a disadvantage theoretically, depending on what the other two players do.
I feel like you could just have it be a player count thing. Like I feel like it'd be fine if it was like evenly spaced for the 3 players.
Yeah.
That's what
And
it
then
normally is.
For 4 players, it would just be like 2 pairs and 2 pairs.
Yeah.
And then 5 players would be like the one
Yeah.
sort of funky one, but that's also I don't know. I feel like that would be the only one that would have a problem, and it's not like that big of a problem because there's still a lot of action going on.
Cool.
That would be
Thank
my
you.
thought. Yeah.
Yeah. If you have an imbalance, you could do, like for 5-player, let's say this is the only non-player here and the other 5 are there. You could give, this one starts with a coin and this one starts with a coin or something.
Someone gets something, yeah.
Or, sorry, it would be the other way.
Everyone else gets a coin?
Yeah, everybody else gets a coin. I said it backwards, but yeah.
Everyone gets a coin.
The people who are at the disadvantage would start with a coin or something like that. Because, like, how bad is the disadvantage is the real question. Or how big is the advantage, I guess. Or maybe they start with, one less character, or who knows? I don't know.
Yeah. Cool.
But I do like being close to each other.
So one thing that I just wanted to, just because I wrote this down, I should have said it earlier, but just going back to we were talking about the having 3 actions and keeping track of it. I just wanted to reiterate if you had like action tokens that you placed on your things, then that would be easy way to track that instead of having a tracker on your board that you move along.
Yeah, like wingspan-y type.
Essentially like that,
something.
but they could be like your experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You like get 3 experience that you get to use on your turn.
Yeah.
Anyways.
That's an interesting way to do it. I think, yeah, that's an interesting way to do it.
There's something in there.
I don't
There's a nugget.
I don't need to argue with Sasha about our ideas about
yeah. No, we have to figure this out.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Anything else, Sasha?
No. That was great.
Okay, Brian, what are your takeaways?
Takeaways are that the coin picking up thing, although a little timing wimey mechanic wise, seemed good, and I think it kept people more engaged in what the fun of the game is instead of the chores of it, which was good. Glad that was a good takeaway. Being closer was good. I'm glad I didn't completely overwhelm you with like 6 monsters at a time. That felt very, very fair. That's happened before. And the potions might be a little too strong, or the coins. I gotta figure that out a little bit. But overall, I think that things worked really well. Comparatively to the first 2 times I had this feedback is a third of the size. That's great. So I think we're close.
Cool.
And I really appreciate you guys' help.
Absolutely.
Heck yeah, man. No, I had
Thanks
a blast
for sharing.
playing, so that was fun. Well, let's say our goodbyes to everybody. Oh wait, we have somebody who said something. Sam says, yes, imitate chip theory. Fastest way to ensure your box weight is high enough to sink the boat it comes in. And then he says, but the plus side, it would be waterproof, so you can retrieve it from the bottom of the ocean, and it would still be in deliverable shape.
There you go. I do recommend, like, they are very expensive games, and so it's not the easiest to just like, oh, I'm just going to play test. I'm just going to try this out. But maybe just on TTS or something, just to like see how they did some of this stuff.
Yeah, I will.
There might be ideas there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's tell the kids at home how they can find and support us. Brian, how can people find and support Fable Fortune or anything else you're working on?
Right now it's just Fame and Fortune, but you can look us up on our Instagram at Emberleafgames. You can join our Discord if you send me a link either through Evan or somehow get it. You can look me up on Facebook at Brian Picarillo or the game itself at Fame and Fortune with an ampersand symbol. And hopefully a Kickstarter in Q1/2 of next year,
Yeah.
assuming I can stop changing the rules.
Yeah. That's hard. Always fiddling. Sasha, how can people find and support what you're doing?
Well, I have a Facebook group for DevCoat, which is my pigeon game. That is the game that I put the most amount of sort of time into this last year. But I have a bunch of other games that I'm also working on, and I have a Discord server, S&E Games, which is a good place to sort of interact and set up play tests. But just finding me on Facebook, Sasha Jelten, if you have any interest in talking board games or playing any of my designs.
Yeah. I'm Evan Halbert. You can go buy many, many copies of After the Empire. We've got an expansion coming out. In the next couple of years, I have several other games coming out. You should buy all of them, multiple copies. And if you want to chat with me or come on the show or whatever, reach out on Facebook, Evan Halbert, or you can email me at portlandgamecraft@gmail.com. No dots, no dashes, no spaces. Nobody got time for that. Is that it? I think that's it. Cool. Let's get out of here. Thanks, Sam, for stopping by the way, in the chat. Okay, everybody.